All right, amigos, today we're taking a song called Cien Años, made popular by Pedro Infante, written by el maestro Rubén Fuentes.
Pasaste a mi lado con gran indiferencia, tus ojos ni siquiera voltearon hacia mí.
So, Chivo, you selected this song.
Yes, I did.
What made you pick this song specifically?
Because it reminds me of what I think everybody goes through this, but there's like some kind of beauty and pain.
Mhm.
Not all pain, obviously, but that pain of like seeing someone you love or you think you love, they don't care about you, but you care a lot about them. And you're like, you wish you can let that be known, but you're holding back. Like there's something about that push pull, you know?
You're absolutely right, bro. Let's look at these lyrics. Pasaste a mi lado. And by the way, I just want to throw that out to you all. Is it pasaste or pasastes? Let us know in the comment section down below.
What if it's a misheard lyric? Pasteles or something else.
Pasteles a mi lado.
There you go.
So, pasaste a mi lado. You passed by my side, right? You passed by me. Con gran indiferencia, with great indifference.
Right.
Tus ojos ni siquiera, your eyes didn't even bother or didn't even voltearon hacia mí, didn't even bother to turn my way.
Yeah.
What do you get from that?
So two things. It literally happened that way, or the opposite happened where she knew he was there. She saw him, but gave off that like, you're nothing to me and I'm just gonna go, you know?
Right. Well, I think that's where the gran indiferencia, right, comes in. Like she already knows, like, oh, and decided not to even bother turning his way because she's indifferent to him. Like,
But could it be that she's so used to that that her mind automatically just blocks him out and
ooh,
like, you know, like that's a depth that I'm talking about. Like,
that's cold, bro.
yeah, I'm telling you.
Esta vieja, ¿quién se cree que es? Okay.
Así son todas.
I never even bothered to pay this close attention to this song. So
all the songs that I love, I purposely try not to hear them often because I like to forget a little bit about them. So when I hear them again, it's like I'm hearing it again for the first time, and it gives me like that. Oh, I didn't catch that, or you know.
yeah. No, that's poetic, bro. I love that.
Of course.
Let's continue.
Te vi sin que me vieras, te hablé sin que me oyeras, y toda mi amargura se ahogó dentro de mí.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. I just want to point out something that I discovered about this song.
Okay.
This was actually one of the first songs of its kind. Rubén Fuentes, who wrote this song, actually created this thing called Bolero Ranchero and popularized this song with Pedro Infante. By the way, Pedro Infante fue cantante, ¿y ahora qué es?
I was gonna say muerto.
Es martes. ¿Cuál muerto? Es martes. No, but the beauty is that for the very first time, actually, they used an electric guitar and a Hawaiian guitar in that intro.
That's what I was gonna ask you. I knew I heard something there, but I always keep it in the back of my mind and always meant to do some kind of research. But yeah,
an electric guitar used for the first time in mariachi, right?
and correct me if I'm wrong. Are they called ghost notes? There's some like harmonics.
Yeah, harmonics. There's some
Yeah.
harmonics in there, yeah.
There you go.
And but you know the beautiful thing about this last verse that we heard, bro, are those violins. How they decorate, like he's, you know, te vi sin que me dieras
Yeah.
It's like telling like almost like a Disney like, you know, story. Like it's decorating in the background, and the music itself is telling a whole different story. It's supporting the story, the main story here.
I'm getting so excited because I never done this before. So like when you did that, tara,
Yeah.
it kind of gives that like that sweeping motion
Yeah.
of like almost like the girl walking with the dress, and like
Yes.
he's saying that, and she's kind of like almost like showing off, like yeah, like look at me, I'm
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
You can't have me.
Oh, cold. Got a black magic. That's a different song.
Oh, that's a different one, bro. Side note: those two guys are from the same place. Carlos Santana, and not same place, same state.
Yeah, so Rubén Fuentes was sorry, he died last year. He was from Ciudad Guzman, Jalisco,
Where
and
I was
Carlos
born.
Santana is from Outland, which is right near El Grullo. So these lyrics, te vi sin que me vieras, I saw you without you looking at me or without you seeing me. Te hablé sin que me oyeras, I spoke to you without you hearing me. Y toda mi amargura se ahogó dentro de mí, and all of my bitterness drowned inside of me.
Inside of me. Yeah.
What do you get from that? Toda mi amargura.
Like the not resentment, but I guess well obviously the bitterness of that wanting to be noticed or catch her attention. It's not going anywhere, so he just like allows it to just be consumed inside of himself. Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
just whatever chaos is going on, and he's just keeping it inside. Like all that is just contained.
Me duele hasta la vida saber que me olvidaste, pensar que ni desprecios merezca yo de ti.
Beautiful work there. The arrangement to this, I mean, Ruben, now that I discovered how many songs he wrote, I could just see the genius of the musical arrangement. And I think this is like, for me, the most painful part of the song, right? Me duele hasta la vida. How would you translate that? In English, we could say
That's
something like,
hard.
it pains me to death, right? But he says hasta la vida, which is life. So it
Yeah,
pains me.
so it's like living is painful just
Ah,
because of everything that's going on.
yeah, so living
Yeah,
life, yeah, so like, yeah. So to know that you have forgotten me, it makes living very painful, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Pensar que ni desprecio merezca yo de ti. So here we're talking about what he feels he deserves, right? He's like, it pains me to think that I don't even deserve to be despised by you.
yeah. Like that's even a
Wow.
privilege. Like, and
Yeah.
I don't qualify for that.
Yeah, like who would want to be despised, right? But he's like saying, like, the very least,
Yeah,
despise
at
me,
least.
and and
Yeah,
I'm not even worthy of that, right? Wow, dude.
yeah.
But the little sparkles that you hear in the background in the music, and like you said, like it's got like this beautiful swinging motion to it. What's crazy about this song is that it feels bright.
Okay, so that sweeping motion you're talking about, it's happening, and then the lyrics changed. Obviously, the next set of lyrics, and if you notice the violins, instead of doing that, it went to pup, 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 pup,
Yep,
pup, like the brightness. So like something new is about to happen. Like he came to a realization. That's a mood that's you know in the
that was
air.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go back a little bit and continue.
Merezca yo de ti. Y sin embargo sigue.
Wait. Before we go on, bro, the way he
It-
takes his
the
time.
letdown wasn't that a letdown?
Yeah,
That was like, oh, something's happening. No, we're back to square one.
the beauty of him dragging that y sin embargo like,
Yeah,
instead of chopping it like y sin embargo right,
right.
it kills me.
Y sin embargo sigue unida mi existencia. Y si vivo 100 años pienso en ti.
Almost fairy tale like. So he's like tied to her existence and she's tied to his existence, whether she likes it or not. It seems like he's the only one that cares about that. And then he's saying, like, in the next 100 years, if you live 100 years, I'll be 100 years without you, right? Something like that.
Yeah, 100 years I'll think of you.
I'm sorry, 100 years, I'll think of you.
Yeah.
As a Mexican, don't we have this thing in our culture that if someone does something to you, you punish yourself on purpose so that person can suffer, but it never works that way.
Es tu cruz.
Yeah, yeah,
It starts off with y sin embargo sigues. The lyrics before that, he's talking about like it hurts him to live this way, and despite the fact that she doesn't even acknowledge him, he can't detach from her, even though
he doesn't
she's
want to, anyways.
yeah, he doesn't want to, but even though she's cut him off, it's like no.
Yeah,
Despite all of that, you continue to be united to my existence. Y si vivo 100 años, and if I get to live 100 years, then 100 years I will think of you.
Yeah, the punishment.
And the song pretty much repeats itself, right?
Yeah. I
But
just came up with a title for it.
what is it?
Beautiful Agony.
Beautiful agony. 100
Right?
years of beautiful agony.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's someone who is suffering, but because the memory of what they lived together is so beautiful that he just sits there in his pain and
Yep.
and allows it to do its damage, allows it to do its thing. And he's like, that's fine, it hurts, but I'm thinking of that beautiful
Yeah.
love
There's
that
some
we both
beauty in
shared.
there.
Even
Yeah.
though you have forgotten about me, even though you don't want to look at me, even though you don't want to hear me, even though you don't even want to acknowledge my existence, I know what happened, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna take that with me for 100 years. I heard different variations of the song, bro, and quite honestly, there's no competing with this version.
I don't even want to hear the other variations. I've known about them. I just don't.
Yeah,
And I was gonna ask you earlier, like, is interpretation the same? You know that part where he drops when he's singing. Do they all do that, or was that him?
no, bro. I saw an interview with Rubén Fuentes, and he said that he never just wrote a song and see who wants to take it. He already knew who he was going to give it to, and he wrote it specifically for that
For that
voice.
person?
He wrote this one with Pedro Infante in mind. Pedro Infante did a fantastic job with it, especially all these little things that he added. The thing about Rubén Fuentes, bro, is that he changed the way that mariachi was and is today. What mariachi is today is thanks to him.
To him?
Because he
Wow.
joined Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlan, and he pretty much started adding different elements that weren't in mariachi. So again, this is the first time we hear an electric guitar in the intro, right? And sort of like a Hawaiian guitar. Why Hawaiian? I don't know. When I think of like Hawaiian music, I think of like this dreamy paradise, you know,
Well, what
vibe to
what
it.
year, like Pedro Infante and that song were a thing?
It was released in 1954.
So to me, that makes sense. Late 40s to early 60s, Hawaiian guitars and like surf rock and all that was a thing. So
Pro-
maybe he had some influence from the States, or
yeah, actually,
who knows?
probably. Yeah, you're right. Probably because around that same time, wasn't it when Elvis Presley kind of had that
Hmm.
whole Hawaiian
Yeah, yeah,
vibe too?
yeah.
Around that time. But Ruben wanted to add elements to the mariachi that weren't there before to sort of bring a symphonic like vibe to the music. For example, in Pepe Aguilar's version, he tried to make it a little bit sepsy, by adding like a saxophone, just like it
Oh,
has a
okay.
saxophone instead of that electric guitar. It gives it a different feel. It's
Yeah.
it's not the same, but this is definitely a timeless song. It's gonna be approaching its 100 years in 30 more years, and I think it's still gonna
Wow.
have that same
I
effect.
hope so. I hope there's people out there that are gonna want to be listening to that style of music, because it's important, I think.
That's kind of the goal with these songs anyway. Like we have a new generation of Americanized immigrants like myself who I immigrated here when I was 2 years old.
Yo también. I was a year and a half when they forcefully tossed me over the border. Ya no quería.
Pero pues quería norte tu papá.
Quería.
We are more connected to our roots, but we have people like my girlfriend Erica, who is, and your wife, right? Who's more
Yeah.
Americanized, born here,
Yeah.
Americanized, but want to know
They're
the roots.
seeking. Yeah. Yeah.
And the goal with this is to translate these songs so that you understand what it is that these artists are saying. So the next time you're at a quinceañera and you see a mariachi, you get to impress them and be like, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you play Cien Años?" And hear their version of it, and you'll know what that story is about. And maybe
Just don't do it after La Chona, because then it's gonna bring down the party.
well, mariachis
Like,
usually don't play La Chona.
yeah.
Don't do it after like
After Mariachi Loco. Don't do it after
mariachi loco.
Mariachi Loco.
And by the way, that's forbidden. Do not ask for mariachi loco. Some of
Why
you are
is
going
it
to do it
forbidden?
anyway. Because, dude, it's like probably one of the songs that the mariachis probably hate to play. Like there are
Really?
songs, bro. There are songs that as a musician you're like, please don't ask for that song because they're just like overplayed. Like just
Okay. The only song that's forbidden in my book in any party is No Rompas Más. And then all the señoras, they don't even know the step, but they're trying to.
pero ahí están. And then
Yeah, pero
especially
ahí
after a
están.
few,
Y luego que se me. Ay, me torcí el pie. No, ahí van a irse a sobar con vapor.
vamos hay que llevarlo con la sabadora para que
Sí, sí. Tómate té de árnica, poquito de sábila.
y le pones un poquito de alcohol así con marihuana
Sí.
y se cura.
Cuando está el sol hacia el oeste.
En luna llena también tiene que ser.
El sol en luna llena.
Ya te lo envuelves con un periódico y en la mañana, santo remedio.
Sí. Santo Río.
Well, if you enjoy this content, please remember to subscribe. But most importantly, let us know in the comment section down below that you enjoyed this. This way we can create more of this. We can invest more time. Si no, ¿para qué estamos perdiendo el tiempo?
Y si no, pues que no. Pero seguimos.
Okay, bro, can you believe that person right there, that one right there, the one that's watching? Yeah, you. Can you believe that person hasn't even subscribed?
Oh, come on.
Come on, bro.
Sinvergüenza, you're looking at this video without subscribing.
¿Qué es eso? Malcriado.
Sangrón.